say this. They really don't care about it.
But it's just we got to pay the electricity, the building. Okay, yeah, fine or whatever. But we still have to pay like here it's Ameren, and we got to pay an Ameren bill.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we may have the government says, well, here's this, here's this, here's this, and that's fine. That's great. We love it. But then also on the other hand, and we respect it, but also on the other hand, you can't. You know the saying, if you scratch my back, I scratch yours.
Absolutely.
Okay, yeah, we already did that, and we deserve to have that, but also, it's not like some of the people that we expect to get stuff, and that's the way it should be, but then also, on the other hand, not everything is given out for free. We work for a lot, and we deserve where it needs to be.
Yeah, and I was
but
saying
also,
that
it's just.
I was just saying, hey, you fought for the country. At some point in time, there is some give back and appreciation.
And there
for it.
is, but then also it's just like.
But I'm talking about on the government level, though, and I really don't feel like the government really isn't doing anything for you guys. They're not.
Well, they don't have to give me my pension. I fought for it, I got paid to do what I was supposed to do. So I mean that's like, well, somebody said, like you might say, well, you did this, so yeah, you can get a Social Security check. Social Security check or whatever is different from what I did in the work life. Well, everything is different.
I have a friend though that served for 10 years in the Navy. He got hurt.
He was a seaman. You were saying?
Anyway, he got hurt.
I still love the Navy though.
Now he's struggling. The government's not giving him a pension, although he should have his pension. He says, yes, you should have a pension. I said, buddy, why don't you have your pension? His exact words, tit for tat, I don't get a pension because I did not serve during wartime.
And that's just the way it is. I mean,
you serve.
It is, and I hate to say that. It shouldn't be like that, but it is. And, well, that's just like my brother, he retired from the United States Army after 28 years. He did not leave South Carolina, did not see wartime. He was there. That's where he got stationed. That's where he was. But he gets a pension.
How do you get his with not seeing any war? Well, my buddy who didn't see any war is not getting his. See, folks, that's the problem.
And another thing is, it just all depends on the circumstance. That depends on how the person or persons got hurt, what caused it. Everything's in a factor. They take everything into consideration. And I'm not saying it's right for his buddy to happen to him, but did he get hurt? Yeah, he was serving in the military, but he was on leave and he got hurt. And then when he come back on active duty after his leave, was it on his personal time or regular time? There's a difference. And a lot of people say, well, how can that be? The person is serving. He or she is serving. But then, like, if I got hurt on my time, on my leave, that's my fault. Because I'm on leave. Not the military's fault.
Okay, fine. It would be your fault. But then the government cuts your pension in half. But at least you get one. Because you did serve. You need to fight for your country.
But then
at least cut in half.
But they also, a lot of that has changed. The regulations and everything has changed.
I have a question for you here, brother. My children's mom, she's going to hate me for saying this, but her husband and I, we are really good fucking friends. And he and I have the same idea.
That's not good.
Yeah, it's not her end, but it's great for us. But on our end, we think that it should be this, all right? To actually become a citizen in our country, you should have to serve in the military. In whatever branch you want to choose, but you should serve, and then you are a citizen. Would you agree or disagree with that?
It's up in the air.
Such a liberal.
Well, okay, so let me put it this way. Let's say you come over, you want to be a citizen, and they said, okay, fine, you got to serve 3 years. I'm looking right at you. You got to serve 3 years. But you've got 5 kids. Your wife has no work experience whatsoever in, let's say, Mexico. or in the United States. No visas. But then also, you look at it this way. You're coming over here, let's say you have 3 felonies, 2 serious, 1 minor, and you have, but I'm just saying, you come over
Kick them
here.
the fuck back out. And I wasn't talking about the legal.
No, wait a minute, no.
Here.
Oh, well, if you're talking about
I'm
here.
actually talking about our citizens themselves.
Okay, well, they're not a citizen if they're here legally.
No, I'm talking about the ones that are here.
Yes.
US of A, bred, born, and raised. To become an actual citizen, serve.
So you're saying, what you're saying, from the way I understand it, U.S. citizens that live here,
Mm-hmm. And they have children.
and you want to mandate them to actually serve the military.
Mm-hmm.
Let me put it this way. What happens if the person is autistic? Or the person has a mental disability that doesn't allow them to even have a firearm or
Well, we already have that in regulations.
I know that, but you said become a U.S. citizen and you're already a citizen here. You're going to mandate. I said, you want to mandate them to actually become a U.S. citizen.
To be qualified as a citizen, you have to serve.
And I rebutted it to you.
Which means you get the government, you get your food stamps, you get all this if you served. If you didn't, then go out there and work.
I served, and I don't even qualify for food stamps.
That's probably because you make too damn much, which I don't agree with. That's a whole different topic for another fucking day.
Well, I'm just saying, well, you just said,
I know.
Hello. And that's another topic I can understand people out there have issues. I'm moving on from what you said because we can go on for 6 days
Oh,
straight.
hell yeah, we could.
But anyway, and that's another thing. This has to do with the military. Yes, our government talk today. I'm going to rave or rant, whatever you want to put it as. But if people want to get pissed, let them get pissed. I'm just going to tell you right.
No, because we don't apologize on this fucking channel. Go ahead, Pops. Go ahead, brother.
Anyway, there are certain factors and reasons of why certain people, black, white, or whatever race you are, to an extent to why you cannot work. But let me put it this way, a more disturbed way, or however you want to put it. But there are people that have conditions. Joe Blow can't work because, he can't work because he has a leg limp and his speech is slurred and he doesn't, or her, him or her, their mental capacity is not up to par. But let me tell you what, I've got some friends that work at Meyer in Springfield, Illinois, and I have some friends that work at other places that have had the same or similar issues that they can hold a job. Yeah, they can't get hours like a regular person because they're receiving benefits. They were born that way and they can't help it. But there's other people that I can see that can't hold a job and that deserve to get a paycheck, food stamps, whatever.
Right.
But let me tell you what, when Joe Blow over here that can't help it and was born that way, no matter whatever race you are, but then Joe Blow over here sees that, thinks, oh, well, it's all right for me, and that's bullshit. Because that Joe Blow over here is more than capable by 5 times or 3 times more than what this Joe Blow is. And that's what the problem we need to take care of. You want to talk about, making it mandatory for people to serve? My God, let me tell you what. These people can be innocent too, just like this person. But this person's going to be more at fault for impure thoughts and everything else. I'm not trying to sound like Hitler, but I'm just saying,
no,
that's just the way it is.
That's a good point to bring up. I didn't actually think about all of that. I don't think Bill and I did either. We didn't think about it all the way through.
But I'm just saying, it's you seen this Joe Blow doing all these, he worked at the oil change place by McDonald's. And then you see him working over here by the brake place, by the Rice Furniture, changing brakes and whatever. But then, I can't do it now no more because there's a difference. But yet, let me tell you what race is most at fault for this. And it starts with a B. And that's
I
all
knew we were
I'm
going to hit
saying.
it, folks. I knew we were going to hit it. Now, let's go on into it. Go ahead there, brother.
But, you know, I mean, like I said, it's just, if I racist, I'm sorry, but it's just the fucking truth. If people go to the lines nowadays, unemployment office, or to go get food stamps, or get Medicaid, Medicare, what race you gonna see there the most? Starts with a B, people.
That or an M.
Yeah, that too.
But let me expand on that there a little bit. All right, I had my license was taken away because I didn't realize I had a no insurance charge on me. And it got stripped. I said, that doesn't bother me. What bothers me is this. When I go back to get my license, I need a birth certificate. I don't have a birth certificate.
You do.
Okay, why do I need to get the birth certificate? What, do you have a social security card? No, that was left somewhere when through 3 of my 4 girlfriends I went through. So I lost that too. So I went to Social Security office. Look, I need a Social Security card. Oh, that's fine. We can give you one. You got a birth certificate? No. You have a passport?
Right.
No.
Look at your time on your screen. You're between a 37 and a 45-minute range.
Right, we'll try to keep on top of that.
Yeah, so if you need a part 2,
Yeah.
just keep that if we want to know it.
No. But what I was saying there is, so I went
He fucked up because he was fucking Lakita and Chiquita and found out.
I should say too, folks, my cousin here to control the camera, so we are winging the camera shit today, and we're going to make it work the best we can. But my brother was telling me I got to watch the minutes. We might have to do another part 2 here.
Yeah.
But before we do, so I went to Social Security office. Get my Social Security card. I need a birth certificate. I told her I can't do that. Why? Because apparently I need my ID to get a birth certificate. I can't get my ID without my Social Security card. And I'm going through this jumbo back and forth through them. I finally looked at the woman at the Social Security office. I said, look, I told you my name is Juan Pablo Montoya. Will you give me a fucking card? Now, foster mom's with me. She goes, you can't say that. I was like, why the fuck not? They hand them out like fucking Christmas candy around here. That is what we face. I just got a letter, too, saying I need to renew my license. You know what I have to bring to renew my fucking license? 4 fucking forms that prove I'm an American fucking citizen. Now, wait, what the fuck is up with that shit? I was born and bred in the USA. I am...
And they know this.
Here legal.
But they know this, but it takes time out of your day and theirs. But every person they see, the state gets this much amount of money. So and then you come back, they get that same amount. So if you got to fill 2 forms out or 4 forms out, the state gets so much money for every form turned in. So they're like, oh, well, you turned this one in. They're going to bet that's how they get their money. That's one of the reasons why they get their fucking money.
You really? I don't think it's financial, though. I really think
It
we're just
is
being
too
harassed.
fucking financial. Let me fucking tell you what, my grandpa, and by the way, God rest his soul, he was 107 fucking years old when he fucking passed away. And yeah, after he turned 80, he had to go back every 2 years to redo it, and now it's like every 6 months to a year.
Something like that, yeah.
If you're over the age of 83, I think, or 81. But anyway, yeah. So they got money because he had to bring in this documentation. So then he had to go home and had to come back the next day. You can go in the same day, but he had to drive almost 20 miles to go do it. So it's, so that's.
So you're saying the DMV, they're not doing this because of discrimination. It's
No,
all about the money.
It's not discrimination. I mean, some of it, yes, it is because it's sex and race. But also, seriously, if you look at it, I have a retired great uncle that worked in Jacksonville at the DMV, and he retired from regular state police. And he said every time somebody comes, oh, well, we need this. Well, if they don't have it on them, they got to go home if it's in that town or 3 miles outside of town, and then come back, and then they had to wait in line if there's a line, so they had to wait. Well, let's confirm. So it's about like going to the doctors, but it's just like for every 5 minutes that you have to wait, every 6 minutes I have to wait, and if you have certain, it is money wise because it's just so fucking frustrating. It really is. It is every day and everything. So it's.
On a side note, just out of the blue here, folks, I did want to support the next advertiser. Probably going to pop up on the video because we went over 25 minutes.
Yes.
So we support those advertisers too. Thank you, YouTube, very much for uploading our videos and accepting them.
And
we appreciate it.
And by the way, people, if you're out there like, well, these guys ought to be deleted. If YouTube had a problem with what we're talking about,
they would not accept our videos and let us upload them.
Yeah. Now, Facebook's a fucking different story.
Oh, you're going to get me started on Zuckerberg?
No, but I'm just saying. We're just about out of time here on the first part. We'll probably have to go to 2 parts today. If not, there'll be a second part tomorrow or the next day. So we're just running a little bit short. But
stay tuned, folks. You never know what's going to happen around here.
And it's just one of them days, yeah, we just kind of winged it today. So it's going to be all good. So today is just a wing it day. You know what I'm saying? It's just like Wingstop. You can either get virgin wings or you can get the whore wings, whatever.
It doesn't come in a bucket though for you black folks out there, sorry. And the watermelon is not included.
I went to KFC the other day and I ate 12 pieces of chicken because it was on my bucket list.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, right.
Knock that one off the list there, folks.
It is.
You're good, right?
Yep, I'm good now.
Now, I know that we were going to touch on it a little bit. But let's really go into it here. Fuck, we're already over the fucking time limit anyways before an ad popped up. So, talk about some BLM. And where I want to go with this.
Oh, hold on here. I've got a whole line of them out there that just came in on a ship.
Well, if it wasn't Amistad.
It was the Mayflower.
Oh, we're good then. It was legal then. But I have this question for you. And I approached with you earlier. So we have the KKK and the Nazis group, and we're called white supremacists. All right. Then you have BLM, and now technically they are a supremacist group, right?
Who?
The BLM.
If you want to call them that.
At what point in time do we stop and drop it? And everyone is just the KKK, the BLM. It's
you
all
can call them that.
Supremacist.
You can call them that. BLM, but it's just like, let me ask you this. I mean, I can understand there's representation for white and blacks, and for an attorney, let's say if you're white, an attorney, you represent a black person, or vice versa. But it's just like, if you look into it and you read, depends on what site you go to, because if you go to this site,
don't watch CNN.
But anyway, BLM says, oh, well, they're representing all black people, which is correct to a certain extent. If a black, most of them, whatever outfit they're with, whatever gang, but let's say, well, whatever. But see, a lot of them have their own private attorneys anyway, but not all the time, because somebody fills in. But yet, if a black gang member come up and said, oh yeah, I need, this, because I murdered 3 people and we robbed and did this, whatever, BLM doesn't represent them. Now what guy goes to show you?
Yeah, we were talking about that in the last video. They're holding that money back.
It's
still sitting in the account though, right? The money's sitting. They haven't spent it.
What the higher ups didn't steal, they're already at $90 million, but they still allowed the account.
Oh, so they steal it?
Yes.
Oh.
So they've only got like 40, not even quite $50 million in their account, because the higher up CEOs and CFOs and all them are all taking money out for their own personal account.
No. Then I do apologize, people. I thought the money was sitting in the bank, and
not all of it.
They want to know what the hell's going on with the money.
I showed you the videos, and it's out there.
Yeah, and I misunderstood those. I thought that it was just sitting there. They want to know, why the hell you got the money sitting? Why aren't we being represented?
Well, they're wondering about why didn't you just take all of it? Well, it's a red flag anyway, because it took so much out. But it's just like, no matter if you took it all out or just part of it, there's still going to be a red flag. And that's why a lot of them are resigned or not even there.
Right.
I'm going to have to leave for just...
All right, folks. We'll come back with part 2 here in a minute.